9-year-old Stacy Lawrence was dead. It's believed she was strangled by Darren Walker, who then hanged himself in nearby woodland.
Well, our correspondent Neil Bradford is at the Northamptonshire Police Headquarters for us tonight. Neil, these pictures show no sign of what was going to happen.
That's right. What's striking about these images is just how ordinary they are. Stacy appears totally comfortable in the company of her mother's boyfriend. The CCTV footage shows them having fun as they buy supplies for their evening in the lorry. To anyone who didn't know any better, this looks like a father and daughter spending time together. No one could have predicted what happened next.
3 p.m. on Friday. And after a day of deliveries to convenience stores in Norfolk, Darren Walker pulls into a service station on the A47 at Eye near Peterborough. In these CCTV pictures released today, 9-year-old Stacy Lawrence can be seen enjoying her time with the man she called Dad. As they shop for their ready meal, no one could have known she was in any danger. Less than 24 hours after these images were taken, this bright and popular 9-year-old was found dead inside the lorry at a truck stop beside the A605 at Warmington near Oundle in Northamptonshire. The curtains were drawn, the doors unlocked. It's believed the 40-year-old lorry driver may have sexually assaulted Stacy before strangling her and then taking his own life. Clearly comfortable in his company, Stacy and her family had no reason to suspect this would be any different to the previous trips they had taken together. Apart from one police caution for domestic violence 3 years ago, Walker was not known to police. Several of his former partners have now come forward and are helping detectives build up a picture of his character. But perhaps more significantly, detectives have traced a woman who says Walker made sexual advances towards her when she was just 15 years old. She's now made a formal statement to officers investigating this case. Police say the picture emerging of Darren Walker is largely one of a family man. Quite what led him to such a depraved and horrific act may never be known.
So, Neil, the police now digging heavily into Darren Walker's past.
That's right. This isn't a conventional murder inquiry in the sense that the detectives aren't gathering evidence for a Crown Court trial because the only suspect is himself dead. They're gathering answers for Stacy's family. They want to give them the clearest picture as to what happened to their daughter. That's why they're talking to his former partners. They've seized the family computer and are looking into that to see whether this is the culmination of a pattern of behaviour. Now, they say that some form of sexual assault took place in that lorry cab in Northamptonshire. Forensic tests are being carried out on Stacy's body. The results of those tests will be known by the end of the week.
Neil, for now, thank you very much. Well, next tonight, fresh calls for people to be vigilant about swine flu as the UK prepares for a second wave of the virus.
In this region alone, the number of cases are expected to reach 700,000, with experts predicting a surge in cases once the school term begins.
But as thousands of children return this week and next, the government is adamant classrooms should stay open. Claire McGlasson reports.
It's simple mathematics. Thousands of pupils returning to school equals a surge in swine flu infection. The number of cases expected to increase tenfold to 700,000 in this region alone. A worry for parents buying school uniforms in Norwich today.
One child gets it, next it's 10, next it's 100. So yeah, I think they should shut the schools down.
Well, they've had 7 weeks to clean the schools, haven't they? And treatment is more available now, so I can't see it being a problem.
It's children's education at the end of the day.
According to research by Imperial College London, closing classrooms could cut the infection rate. So far in Britain, 60% of all swine flu cases have been those aged 18 or under. It's thought that closing schools could prevent 1 in 7 of new cases, and that would reduce the pandemic at its peak by 40%. But the government has decided schools should stay open. Now swine flu has reached pandemic status, the emphasis is no longer on containment, but on treatment.
Schools should not close because it's not guaranteed to do anything helpful in terms of slowing down the spread of flu, but it certainly will be hugely disrupting to children's education, to parents and to businesses that employ parents.
At St George's School in Harpenden today, staff were taking no chances. Everyone will now carry alcohol hand gel after a group of their students were quarantined in Beijing in July.
We, like all schools, will be reliant upon the responsibility of parents who, if they suspect their youngsters have swine flu, they're showing the symptoms, they must keep their children at home and not send them into school.
Caitlin Breeze from Haddenham near Ely was one of 6 students from Impington Village College, also quarantined during a trip to China. About to start her final A-level year, she thinks schools should stay open.
I don't think we should just try and wrap everyone up in cotton wool just to prevent further spreading, because it is spreading anyway.
The back-to-school preparations go on, buying new uniforms, making sure the holiday homework is finished. But this term, parents and pupils have another worry on their list. Claire McGlasson, Anglia News, Haddenham near Ely.
Well, let's cross live now to Ruth May, who's the chief nurse at the NHS East of England. Good evening, Nurse May. Let's start with a message of reassurance, and then, really, what message of reassurance can you give worried parents this evening?
Well, swine flu is a mild disease for most people. And, of course, if you do get the symptoms, there's plenty of help available to you. Stay at home, rest, and access the National Pandemic Flu Line. And, of course, you can do your bit in helping us reduce the spread of the swine flu virus. And my advice is to give your kids a pack of tissues, make sure they use it, make sure that they wash their hands after, so that we can reduce the prevention, we can reduce this being spread even further. I can reassure parents that schools will be open tomorrow.
And, I mean, we're hearing about this possible second wave. How prepared is this region for that?
The NHS is ready for this. We've been planning for this for some time. We have the pandemic flu line open to us at the moment. We have the collection points for Tamiflu around the whole of the east of England. And of course, what we do have available, if we need to, is extra capacity within our hospitals to deal with the very sick patients.
You say you're prepared, Nurse May. I just wonder, if it does hit the level that it might do, 700,000, that's a figure that we're predicted to have in this region. Are you really prepared for that figure?
I think what we're trying to do is to make sure that we have every possible plan available to us, that if we do need to open any extra capacity, whether that's in the primary or community services or in our hospitals, then we can actually do that. It's worth remembering that less than 1% of the population that are having swine flu actually need hospital services. And I'm confident that the hospitals and services within the east of England will be ready for the surge in demand if it does actually come.
Nurse Ruth May, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you very much for your time.